When Wagner fighters occupied the Russian town of Rostov and then started advancing on Moscow last month, the Wagner boss, Yevgeny Prigozhin, seemed set on a self-destructive path of direct confrontation with the Kremlin. Commentators and analysts assessed that Prigozhin had gone too far this time, that he'd left President Putin with no choice but to chop him down. The Wagner advance was branded a mutiny, and on June 24th, Putin's assessment of it was uncompromising.
What we are facing now is treason. Unreasonable ambitions and personal interests lead to treachery, state treason and betrayal of our own people.
Just 200 kilometers shy of Moscow, Prigozhin called off the advance. The Belarusian leader said he'd mediated a deal and Prigozhin and his mercenaries were being sent to Belarus. The whereabouts of Prigozhin and assessments of his likely life expectancy were the topics of intense speculation. Now Moscow has revealed that just 5 days later, President Putin invited him to meet face-to-face in the Kremlin.
It is true that the president did have this meeting. He invited 35 people to it, all the commanders of the units and the management of the Wagner company, including Prigozhin himself. That meeting took place in the Kremlin on June 29th. It lasted for almost 3 hours.
According to PESKOV, the Russian president was in listening mode.
The commanders provided their account of what happened. They stressed the fact that they are loyal supporters and soldiers of the head of state and the commander-in-chief. They said that they were ready to carry on fighting for their motherland.
Where this leaves the power struggle between Prigozhin and the Russian Defense Ministry is unclear. On Monday, General Gerasimov, the Russian military chief of staff, appeared in public for the first time since the mutiny more than 2 weeks ago. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu has made several public appearances and seems to still have the trust of Putin. The camp in Belarus, which was prepared to receive exiled Wagner fighters, remains empty. And reports that Prigozhin had been banished by Putin now seem far less convincing. As the saying goes, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Paul Brennan, Al Jazeera.